Alrighty then, the subject of this video probably has been made as many times as Sonic has collected rings throughout the years, but I want to make my own version of it. I am fully aware there are plenty of playable characters throughout Sonic's history, but I think in this video I will discover Sonic. Otherwise this video would take a bit too long. It starts as simple really, but his animation is full of that 90s edge. The way Sonic stands, his slightly annoyed expression, and his constantly moving foot tells players exactly who Sonic is, and at the same time tells them to pick the controller back up. I think both the Genesis and Master System / Game Gear versions convey this perfectly, if I do say so myself, but I'm slightly biased towards the Genesis version, as it's my favorite over the two. Moving on to the sequel that improves on everything, including Sonic's animations. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The waiting pose, as I like to call it, is back, but now with a few added quirks. Sonic checks an invisible watch to tell the player he's impatient, and they're wasting time. After a while, Sonic lies down on the ground, no more annoyed than ever, still tapping his foot and hand, waiting for the player's input. On the Master System / Game Gear version of Sonic 2, however, he's just... What is this? Sonic CD brings back the waiting animation, but if you wait long enough, Sonic gets fed up with your Goblin Dugok. Who wrote this script? And jumps off to his death, triggering a game over. Nevertheless, it has become an iconic pose for the blue furball, even if it does imply Sonic just killed himself. Who?
Such a lust for revenge! Who?
Here, like Sonic's pinball. No one. You're sure? Well, that's a disappointment. Neither do I, to be frank. And I'm not frank a lot, but today I'm named Frank. Sonic has this ugly American design, which I'm not a fan of. Well, at least he still has the Sonic 2 animation, so that's something, but no invisible watch is present. Sonic brings us back with the Game Gear games. I mean, sure, the hands are on his hips. He's tapping his stupid little hedgehog foot, but now it looks like he's a bit cross-eyed. Huh? Don't tell me you don't see it. The rest of the animation is pretty much the same as from Sonic 2. I thought at this point they will They will mix things up and... Oh my. Well, this is a redesign I can get behind. Sonic now looks a bit more shinier. His shoes are more rounded, and instead of turning his entire body towards the player, he just sort of leans back and he doesn't look happy. Not the one bit. Then he does this with his finger and points forward, urging the player to keep going. My interpretation of this is either he's giving a thumbs up, pointing forward equals going forward is good, or it's just a way for the animators to save on memory and have him point both forward and backwards at the same time. Who knows really? It's not really clear. Either way, I'm a fan. Scratch this. I love this shit. Sonic Triple Trouble. More like, what the f***? Forgive me, but no thank you. I know this is on the Master System / Game Gear, which has inferior hardware, keep that in mind, but they tried to take the Sonic 3 design into 8-bit, and we get this monstrosity. Don't try. That's Yoda, what the f***?
Don't raise your eyebrows at me, young man.
See this little charge up animation though. Looks familiar? It's fine. It's Sonic's 2 animation pretty much one by one, but in 8-bit again. I don't know what Sonic team were smoking when they made this game. I mean, look at the poor bastard. He can't even run fast enough. He's struggling. Someone put him out of his misery. Please. Okay, what the f happened here? How do you think this meeting went down? Sonic team took one look at Donkey Kong Country and said, "This, bake this with Sonic." I can't even tell what he's doing because the pixels are, well, pixels. Is he giving me the big old thumbs up, or is he, I don't know, inviting me for dinner? And I don't triple trouble Sonic, you looked freaky. No, this is the worst Sonic has ever looked. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. This depiction of Sonic is a war crime. Phew. Okay, let me calm down there a bit. What? So it looks like someone forgot to program the animation to work properly. He crosses his arms, but then he puts them back on his hips, back to crossing them, and start tapping his foot. Well, until he decides to uncross them again. Uncross, is that a word? Let me check the dictionary. Now we're properly in the 3D space, and boy, Sonic is looking great, but what is this animation? Where's the attitude? Where's the signature waiting pose? It's gone. He just looks around a bit, and that's kind of it. Kind of disappointing, but I will cut Sonic team some slack, since this is the proper 3D Sonic game. The sequel will nail Sonic perfectly, right? Right. As if that's ever going to happen.
If you don't like it, it's not my issue. The reason I'm in here...
Yep. It's decent enough to do the 3D translation. He taps his foot, looks down at his invisible watch. It's pretty great overall. Whoa. 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 Hold on a second, I had no idea he had a stretching animation, because I never stand still in this game. The animations seem to last forever though, and there are only 2 of them as far as I know. Okay, Sonic packs his bag and get the f out of this video because it sucks ass. Sonic Pocket Adventure is a strange beast. A lot of the music from Sonic 3 and Knuckles is here. Some stages from other Sonic games like Aquatic Relic Zone. Hang on a minute, you can't trick me. That's just Aquatic Relic Zone. Anyway, the idle animation. Yeah, okay, it's passable. It gets a nice pat on the head for effort. There's so much to unpack here. Okay, first, he seems to talk to the player. Then he gets pissy and scratches his ear or face. I can't tell which. After that he sighs, looks up, back to the player, and points up. What? Sonic, what's up? What? No really, what? Oh, I get it. He's asking me what's up. I didn't understand that earlier. That's kind of clever actually. I think this animation is... super Sonic. I think this animation is super creative for, you know, being on the same system as a certain game that everyone hated. The foot tap is sort of kind of back. Instead of waiting patiently, it looks as if Sonic is ready to go and unable to stay still. Neat! He just stretches, yep, that's all he does, I think. I don't know what else I can add on to this except he's just stretching and it's really bland. All of this is really bland over here. Everything about this is bland here. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy Heroes for what it is. When it's not on a PS2 or the PS2 version altogether. It fucking sucks. Sonic Advance 3 improves a bit on Sonic Advance 2 by adding another layer to the idle and just having Sonic lie down on the ground.
Sonic, let's get a move on! Sonic! Come on, Sonic! We need to get busy!
Oh no, it's a bad one. Everyone run! Run for your lives. Alright, let's all calm down, okay? Despite Sonic 06's bad reputation, the idle animation seemed to pull a lot of inspiration from the advanced titles. He stretches his foot and breaks it and rips it off and eats it.
Such a funny joke. Too much comedy. 7.8 out of 10. Would laugh again.
He stretches his legs and taps his foot while being extremely impatient. And he also has the classic foot tap, but it's kind of botched. It looks like someone rushed that animation. Sonic Rush has no idle animations. But at least Sonic is moving and you're now not staring into empty space. Rush Adventure got his tapping foot, crossing arms. Okay, nothing too exciting. It's fine. Oh, yes, this is the good stuff. This game more or less set the standard for Sonic's idle animations in 3D games from this point on, and there are a lot of great animations. Sonic Unleashed in general is so goddamn detailed compared to the upcoming Sonic games. I mean, have you even noticed this little balance animation he does if he leans too much while rail grinding? Anyway, the idle animations, yes, I got a little sidetracked. He stretches, lies down bored out of his mind, and taps his hand. He also does this thing where he looks around him with curiosity. Taps his foot like in one of the advanced games. It really conveys Sonic's personality and an urge to go on an adventure. Knowing Sega just keeps this up. Or we can just do that, that's fine too. Sonic 4 is one of those games that are ugly in general. Sonic is ugly, the levels are ugly, the music is ugly. I mean, listen to it. Ugliness aside, Sonic doesn't lack personality. The tapping at his invisible watch telling the player to get a freaking move on. Though less impressive is this one where he lies down. It just looks tacky. It's ugly. For all of the crap people give Sonic 4, myself included, this standing one is gold. And really well animated. I mean, not like it has a lot to compete with when one of the animations look like Sonic is ready to throw up. Oh, is that why they call it Splash Hill Zone? I get it now. Sonic Colors DS and Wii. The DS one has a stretching animation. It's fine, but not really. What we really want to see here is the Wii version. To fit his personality in this game better. Sonic is just a bit more cockier and checks his shoes out. The stretch from Sonic Unleashed is back, but I think it's a bit more emphasized this time. And we can't forget the classic tapping with his foot, with his arms crossed. I'm pretty sure Sonic has that trademarked or something. He has a few more like dusting off his shoes, scratching his head. And of course, lying down on the ground. It's solid.
Draw me like one of your French girls. Winking emoji, crying emoji, croissant emoji.
Sonic Generations takes what came before it and improves a ton on it. Like this stretching animation now. Sonic breathing with his mouth open. And that little smile at the end is just a cherry on top. Overall, Modern Sonic has a great set of idle animations. Convey his personality perfectly. He also has this, whatever this is, when standing in water. Classic Sonic returns after how many years now? Anyway, Classic Sonic has a bit more bounce to his waiting animation. He does the foot stomp, checks his $1 million invisible watch, he crosses his arms, and the Sonic 3 pointing is here. Love it. Let's see what happens if we make him face the other way. He will point over his shoulder instead. There's so much personality in this little rat.
I told you, I'm not a rat!
Also, he lies down 1992 style. Only cool kids remember the Sonic. Well. Look who's back. Sonic looks a lot better now compared to episode 1. He even has the same pointing at his invisible watch animation. But that sleep animation still sucks. Tails looks like he's having a nice nap though. Aw, look at him. Completely unaware of what is to come. Ignorance truly is bliss, isn't it? Sonic Lost World strangely brings back the Unleashed animation where he looks around. I approve. Some seem to be from Colors/Unleashed. Also, this one where Sonic looks all smug with his finger on his nose or mouth or whatever, and he looks like he's up to some mischief. Which fits this era's Sonic perfectly, I suppose. Can't forget the diving animation. A very nice touch to a game that is just filled with details like this one. Sonic Lost World is a good game. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise.
I will make sure they will get lost in more ways than one.
Oh here we go again. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric is a strange attempt at yet again at another reboot thing. Just like Sonic 6 was intended to be. It's set in another universe. Whether or not that came before or after the reception of the game, I'm not entirely sure about. Despite the quality of the game, the animations are superb. I mean, look at this. He's so bouncy, full of energy. It's such a shame the game ended up like it did. Because the animations are, dare I say it, the best ones so far. Okay, hear me out. The game isn't all that great. It's actually the opposite. It's boring, extremely repetitive. Did I say boring? Yeah, because it's f***ing boring. It's boring and slow. And let me say it again. Boring! This game is truly mind-numbing. I'm not going to lie. But the animations are something else. They are... and I love them, huh? Every day is a school day. You learn something new every day, huh? The 3DS Sonic Boom games can't be said the same about. Sonic just does some dumb movement and flips. Someone stop giving me this kid sugar. Sonic Mania is a return to form, said everybody ever. The animations are butter smooth this time around. Look at this super fluid foot tap Sonic has. And oh, I smell Triple Trouble reference, but obviously way more fluid. And Sonic is emoting way more than he ever did in Triple Trouble. It also might just be a reference to that Sonic Generations art. Actually, it might be. This might not have even been a Triple Trouble reference at all. And here we are, the game you either love or hate. Most people seemingly hate it, me included. Modern Sonic's idle animation in Forces is just gone. He's just standing there menacingly.
It's almost as if this game was rushed or something, Lamau. Now seriously, the idle files are completely missing within the game files. Sonic Team doesn't give a shit about me anymore.
Classic Sonic is just the Generations animation all over again. Kind of lazy, if you ask me. Alright, let's break this down. Modern Sonic stares into the abyss. He does nothing. This is just why. You made all of these great animations in the past games, and now you're just going to throw it all away? Sega, you got a... Classic Sonic has the same animations from Generations, which are already good, so Classic Sonic wins by default. Alright, that was that with the whole that video took. a lot of energy to make. This is the first kind of video I'm making like this. I'm sure I forgot a lot of animations, but I made sure to cover most of them, I hope. Some of my favorite idle animations include Sonic Generations, Unleashed, Mania, 3 and Knuckles, 2, and yes, Rise of Lyric. Worst in my opinion? Sonic fucking Blast. Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, Force is bad too. Shame on you. Do you have a favorite? If so, which one is it? Tell me in the comments below. Remember to like the video, hit the subscribe button and that pesky bell. Don't leave it waiting around like poor Sonic here. Yeah, you say Sonic. That's staying in the video. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. That was horrible. Are we done now? Can I get paid in advance?
You serious?